This is episode 3, where we're going to be talking about love, acceptance, and forgiveness, and how life serves us all of the opportunities to learn how to really, truly love, accept someone, and forgive someone. Let's get it in. I am Dr. Zen Johnson. Welcome to Unlearning Life as We Know It. I believe that we all deserve to be happy and that we have the ability to unlearn the old ways, learn new ways, and grow to become the greatest version of ourselves. Start your journey to a happier life right now. Hello. All right, let's get into it. This is episode 3. Thank you for joining me. Here we are today, Unlearning Life as We Know It podcast. Let's get it in. Today, the topic is all about love, acceptance, and forgiveness. And this topic is very dear to me because I truly believe that this is what we are here to do. Simply love, accept, and forgive. I say simply, but there's huge tests that come along with this. And I believe that life gives us several experiences to learn how to truly love, how to truly accept, and how to truly forgive. And we are here to pass the test. We're here to pass the test. And I think that's our true work. Everyone's true work. We all have our gifts that we're here to share and everything. But I think at the end of the day, our true work of why are we here is to love, accept, and forgive in its purest form. And so I just said, hey, let's put this on the table. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we can be better at it, because we all want it. We all want to be loved and accepted and forgiven. But also we have to know how to give it. And you can't give what you don't have. Right. So first off, let's talk about what is love? What is love to you? To me, whenever I think of love, at its purest form, I think of the word unconditional. I think of just being unconditional love for myself and for others, and to really just be in that space of just loving someone as they are. And unconditional love just means that I love you no matter what the condition is. It's not I love you when or if. I just love you. I just love you. I'm not here to change you. You are who you are. Are there recommendations I may give? Yes. But it comes with no expectations. It's just, hey, I just love you. You're on your journey. I'm on my journey. And I respect all of that. And I love you as you are today. That's whenever I think of love, I just think of the word unconditional. I believe that is where we're all striving to be, where we should be striving to be, is having the ability to love someone unconditionally. I think that is the word. Whenever I think about acceptance, how do you accept someone? And you accept them. It all links together. You accept them by not trying to change them, by not having any expectations of what you believe they should be or how they should act or what they should do in their life. You just accept them. Even if they're so unwell, at some of their sickest moments, you can look at them and say, I accept you as you are. I love you as you are. I know you're going through what you're going through, but just know that I see your light. Sometimes that's all people need to know. I'm going through, I know this is a very ugly phase for me right now, but somebody sees the light in me though. That can be what lifts somebody up and says, I'm ready to turn my life around. Right? So acceptance is just accepting them as they are. Not trying to change them. You can help someone, but as you're helping them, you're accepting where they are right now today. And we'll go deeper into that. Whenever I think about forgiveness, though, forgiveness is like, hey, like, let it go. Let it go. Forgive them. But I also want to talk about the fact that we have this thing about like, oh, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. Why not? Why won't you forget? Do they really deserve that space in your heart? That corner of space in your heart, or that corner of space in your mind, because you don't want to forget what they did to you? Why would you keep yourself in prison like that? You think that you're keeping them in prison, but you're really keeping yourself in prison. Why would you keep yourself in prison like that? If you don't forgive, you're keeping yourself in prison, not them. And if you don't forget, you're still keeping yourself in prison, because every time you remember that, guess what you do? All of those emotions that you felt that did not feel so good years ago, you invite them to creep right back in. So how do you ever heal? You don't. So it's okay to forgive and forget. And all you're doing is unleashing yourself. Forgiveness is for you. It's not about the other person whatsoever. It's not. Also, let's talk about the fact that love, acceptance, and forgiveness starts with you. Meaning, do you love yourself unconditionally? Do you accept yourself as you are? Do you forgive yourself for any faults that you believe you've made in your lifetime? Do you love, accept, and forgive yourself? And if you can sit there and say yes, then that means that you can truly also love, accept, and forgive the next person. But if you cannot do it for yourself first, if you don't have that practice in place, even just for yourself, there's no way you can truly love anyone else, or accept anyone else, or forgive anyone else. You have to be able to do it for yourself. You have to know, you have to have the skill set. Do you even have the skill? And that's why we're talking. A lot of people don't have the skill, right? So we're going to build that. We're going to build that together. We're going to build the skill. Now that we know, let's clear some things up. Let's get ourselves together. So, man, I can really, truly explore with other people and love them unconditionally and accept them as they are and forgive and forget. And through all of that, I'm healing myself all at the same time. Why not? Why not? You know, why not? So that's what I think about whenever I think about love, acceptance, and forgiveness. I would love to know your viewpoints on it as well. You know, remember the Facebook group, Unlearning Life as We Know It podcast. Get on there. Let me know what you all think. Like, what's the definition for you all? So now let's just kind of get into like, what are, God gives great examples for us, great opportunities and chances on a daily basis for us to learn these skills and build these skills and pass the test on a daily basis, y'all. Daily, we're giving it. He serves it right up on the platter. And we either fail the test or we pass the test. And that's tricky. So next time, whenever something creep up, you be like, I know what this is all about. My girl Z already told me. Not today. I'm about to pass this test right here. Okay? I'm telling you, it's a test. And once we start passing our tests, we get to move on to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And work on other things that we need to do to learn and grow and be and everything. So friends and family are very interesting. I think there's a huge purpose for them, and it's to test us. It's to test us. You truly learn how to love and accept and forgive through friends and family. Family, you know, is very tricky, right? Because family, we really do feel there's no way around family. You got to make it work. You have to accept them. I mean, or you don't have to accept them, but we feel as if they're there, right? We also have the saying of blood is thicker than water. So they're going to be there. You know, friends come and go. Man, I'm not a believer in all of that. I truly believe you can say blood is thicker than water, but guess what? I can I can go without. Believe me, I don't do, if you're not good for me, you're not good for me. I don't care what your title is. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what generation you came from. You know, this whole, oh, I'm older than, so you respect differently than the younger. I don't believe, nah. I don't believe in any of that. We are all on the same playing field as far as I'm concerned. So I think that we are given family and friends to help test, you know, these different situations of love, acceptance, and forgiveness. And they're there. And how do you work with this? And they're always there. Always. Even if you silo yourself, and I've had those times in my lifetime where I was very much so alone. I was single, living by myself, living in an entire state by myself, you know, without many friends, you know, maybe a couple of people, but not really. No family around. And even in those silo times of my life, I still had to deal. I had to deal with myself. And then I still had to deal with the family and the people kind of coming in and coming out. Like, they're always there. Daily test, y'all. Daily test. And then let's talk about children. If you have children, you'll definitely understand what I'm saying here. I believe that children teach us how to truly love. There's no better example than the children that we have that teach us what love and acceptance and forgiveness is all about. Because there is nothing your baby can do that will change your mind of loving them. And I don't think I really had that feeling until I had children. And I was like, got it. This is what love really is? Wait a minute. And this how I'm supposed to love everybody? Oh, Lord, I got work to do. I got work to do. I didn't know I'm supposed to love everybody at this level of love and acceptance and forgiveness. You know, because we have levels to our love. You know, there's levels to it, right? You got your children, you know, and then you have your partners, right? And then you have your siblings and your mother. And oftentimes there's levels to it, but it's really not supposed to be like that. Love is supposed to be love no matter what. No matter what. And the work is removing those levels. You just love. But I'm so grateful that children come in to teach us how to do that. They teach us how to do that. Pay attention. I've said it before. They are our greatest teachers. They really are. Don't be fooled by the, you know, oh, they're younger than me and I've been here 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So I know more than all of them, baby. Bye. You don't know nothing. Pay attention to them. They know so much and they're here to teach us. They are. They're one of the greatest examples. And then we have parents, you know. Parents, man, especially as you go into your adult life and then you get to analyze and review your childhood and you know, as you're growing up, you may say, I'll never be like that. I'll never do that. I'll never say that. And have you ever surprised yourself in the moment and all of a sudden you're doing exactly what that parent did that you said I would never do? All of a sudden you do exactly what that is. And you're like, oh my God, that's within me. That's how strong it is, y'all, that even something that you say you don't like, it's within you. Because a lot of times, let me tell you something. A lot of times the people in your life and what you believe you don't like about them, what you're constantly in conflict with about them, it's really just a mirror. it's a lot of times what you don't like about yourself. And these people are put into our lives for us to look at them and see, man, this is really me. It has nothing to do with them. It's the need to control. Why do I need to control? Why do we need to control each other? Can we let that go? Right? That may be just one of the things, but they're mirrors for us all the time. Parents are a huge mirror for us. And then there's things that we don't like. And then they end up, what? This is in me. So now I got to clear this out of me. Hold on. So now I don't like this about me because I didn't like that about them. I'm telling you, it really can go deep. You start looking at things and you realize the healing that needs to take place and where it all comes from. What are the triggers to things? And so, yeah, the mirror is huge. Next time that you find yourself in a situation where you're like, wow, they're annoying me. They're irritating me. Like, look at yourself and ask, why am I irritated really? Because it's really not them, it's you. You control your own behavior. Let's take responsibility for that first off. And you control your own emotions, okay? So if you are irritated and if you are annoyed, ask yourself why. It's not because of them. Ask yourself, why am I irritated and why am I annoyed? Why was I triggered by this? What is this all about? And man, you may be surprised if you sit with yourself and really ask yourself that and don't place a blame game, just look into yourself. And then once you figure it out, just be grateful for the opportunity to be able to fix it. Because had the situation never happened, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to understand that you needed to work on this. That's what it's all about. That's why different situations occur. Just to let you know where we need to grow. Where's the opportunity for you? Don't be threatened by it. It's great. Just pass the test so we can move on. That's it. And let go of control. A lot of times when we don't love someone, accept them as they are, it's because we want to control what we believe they should be. They should be molded in this way. You have a title of my sister, and you're my mother, and you're my father, and you're supposed to be this. And you're my child. And I definitely got to control you because you're younger than me. You're my child. I'm the parent, and I'm about to build you up like this. And if you act out, oh my God, I'm done. Because that's not what I created. That's not what I was trying to create. And why are you doing total opposite of what I want you to do? Let go of all that control, you guys. A lot of times we try to say, no, I'm not trying to control you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let them go. We're all on our own journey. We're all on our own journey, and we cannot judge the next person for making a decision that we may not have made. We control ourselves, and half the time, you may not be doing a good job at that. But you try to run everybody else's lives. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So let's also talk about, as you're going through your journey, and let's kind of focus on that forgiveness part, right? So I mentioned forgiveness and also allowing yourself to forget because you deserve that. So let's say after all of this talk and you sit with yourself, you listen to this podcast, you sit with yourself and you're like, man, I really understand where I need to heal and where I need to grow and where I need to learn. And, I got this and I got some stuff. I have some people I need to forgive and I want to forget. I do, because I deserve better. You can do that energetically. Meaning, you can have a situation or someone on your mind, and you can choose at any time to forgive them and let them go. And you don't have to do it in person. You don't have to call them. You don't have to put yourself in maybe an unsafe situation. You can do it energetically. You can just sit with yourself and say, I'm letting that go. I forgive and I forget. I'm releasing myself. I'm done with that. Take a deep breath. Do whatever else you feel as if you need to do to release whatever that situation is and let it go. But it can be just that simple energetically. Don't feel as if, okay, now I got to go and be. No, you don't. Nope. Stop the drama. You don't have to do all of that. And just to show you what I mean about energetically and how it works, the best example I have you ever thought of someone and later on that day, they just so happen to call you, or you just so happen to run into them, or you just so happen to come across them in some way and you're like, man, I was just thinking about you. I was just talking about you. And they popped up later. It's an energy thing. We are all connected. Please understand. We are all connected. That's why it's so important for us to be as positive as possible, because the negativity spreads, but positivity also spreads, right? And so energetically, you can forgive and you can forget. Don't feel the need to put yourself in any situations or say, well, I can't forgive them because they've already transitioned. They've passed. Baby, yes, you can. You can let it go at any point in time. And it's okay. And it's okay. Something else I wanted to mention is excusing them from your life, but still loving them, accepting them, and forgiving them. So as we talk about all of these things, right? All these ways that we can go about this, loving someone and accepting them does not mean that they have to be in your life. Meaning they don't have to be a part of your day to day. They don't have to get a front row seat in your life to see what's going on with you if they're not deserving of that space. There have been several times where I've had to pull somebody's ticket. They used to be on the front row and say, you're in the back now. As a matter of fact, you're outside the theater, hanging out at the ticket counter, trying to see if you can get a ticket. And we're sold out right now, okay? There have been many times I've had to do that, and I'm okay with that. But as I do that, I can say, hey, I love them as they are. I accept them as they are. I forgive them, and I forget anything that they may have done to me. But guess what? Because I accept them as they are, I know what I can handle. I know what I can be a part of, right? And because I know myself, and I know what kind of energy I'm trying to maintain in my happiness, right? Then I'm going to love and accept them from over here. And that's okay. That's called a boundary. Y'all know about boundaries? Boundaries are good. Boundaries are healthy. That's a whole nother podcast, and we'll get into that. But it's okay to love and accept someone, but put them back there by the ticket counter, and maybe you'll get more tickets and they'll be able to come back in at some point. Maybe. But if they don't, that's okay. You're still loving them and accepting them as they are, but you do have to protect your space and say, I love them enough and I accept them as they are, but they have to do their work. I can't do the work for them, and they're on their own journey. And I'm just, I'm going to revel in all of this that I have going on right here, all this positivity I have going on. And energetically, at any point in time, they may cross your mind and you can say, hey, I hope they're doing great. I hope they know that I continue to see the light in them. Actually, I know that they know, because energetically, I can share that with them. I got it. They got it. And let that pass on, and you just keep on moving with your life. You can do that. You can do that. You don't have to deal with anyone's mess to love and accept them. No. A great example that I have here, because, examples usually teach better. I have been married before. I was married for like 10 years, together for 13 years. We got married young. We grew up with each other. And then we got to a point where that wasn't working anymore. We grew in separate ways. And love, yes. But I also accept, yes. And I also forgive and I forget, yes. But you all the way back there. You're not even at the ticket counter, sir. I don't know. You stuck in the garage still looking for parking somewhere. I don't know. And the parking lot full too. But I do love you and I accept you. But you ain't doing that up in this space right up in here. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That is okay, y'all. And it shows that I forgive and I forget because you know what? I can laugh and I can smile. I'm not, oh my God, I was married for 13. It ain't all of that. It's all good, boo. It is all good. You know what I mean? And so that's just a great example of how you can still love and accept someone, but not have them in your element. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. So as we start wrapping this up, so we have our friends, we have our family, we have these different episodes that come up in our lives. We're tested on a daily basis. And remember that a lot of times it's just to show us what triggers us. It's just to hold a mirror up so we can look at ourselves. So I will say this, don't shoot the messenger. God will send anyone to teach you these lessons. It may be your partner, it may be your children, it may be your parents, it may be whoever, it may be an employee, it does not matter. God will send these messengers. Don't shoot the messenger, y'all. Me and one of my good friends were just having a conversation a couple of weeks ago. And we were like, man, this and that. And we were just having kind of that session of like, what the heck is going on with life right now? And I joked and I was like, don't shoot the messenger, man. Don't shoot the messenger. The messenger can be that husband working your nerves that day. Why is that? Why is he working my nerves? Okay, let me not shoot the messenger. God, what you want me to learn? Because I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? So just remember, don't shoot the messenger, y'all. And it's all about passing the test. And you pass the test, and guess what? Then you grow, and you get to go to the next level and get to better yourself in a whole nother way. And I truly believe that that is what life is all about. So let's pass the test. Let's love. Let's accept. Let's forgive. And let's unlearn that idea that you can forgive but not forget. Yes, you can, and you deserve it. Unlearn the point that you do not have the ability or the right to forget. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Forget. They don't deserve that space in your heart or your mind anymore. What gives them the right? And by the way, whoever you're mad at, they're going on about their lives. They're not even thinking about you. And you've wasted 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years still mad at them. And then bringing all of that tension into every other relationship and friendship that you've tried to build with other people because it's ingrained in you. You got to detox all of that out and start over new. And I hope this podcast right here helps you get to that point to be able to do that. So that's all I have for you all today. And share it. Share it. Let me know what you all are feeling. Let me know what you all are thinking. Go to the Facebook group. Contact me on social media, whatever it may be. Let's heal together, y'all. I love you. Thank you.
I
I am Dr. Zen Johnson, and you've been listening to Unlearning Life as We Know It podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Dr. Zen Johnson. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join me next week for another awakening conversation. Thank you for listening.